Lake of the Woods, Ontario, Mainas and Muskies. We're going muskie fishing on this 1,000,000-acre body of water out here. Tex, you got to be excited?
Yes, I'm excited and ready.
Tex is ready. My son Seth is behind the camera. There he is. Look at him. Look at him. And this is Grassy Narrows Lodge, beautiful Lake of the Woods. Son, could you pan over there a little bit? That's the lodge. And we've got 1,000,000 acres out here to fish. 14,000 some islands to cast around. I think we'll catch something.
There we go. Nice. Boy, man. I didn't even see him.
Yeah, I didn't either. All of a sudden,
I didn't even see him.
I hear you saying, "Oh, there we go." Oh, it almost looks like a northern. Nice northern, though.
Oh boy, is it ever?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Nothing wrong with that. Hold on to that net, Seth.
Yeah, that worked good. No, I've never seen him this.
Yeah. Without the lure, I'm going to grab my film camera. And if that bait's too close, I can move it. But my phone's getting wet. It's raining. Can you believe it's raining in Canada on the eclipse? We're almost on the eclipse. A surprise nice pike my dad got here on the top water. Yeah, that's almost a 40-inch fish. Oh, it is a 40-inch fish. Seth, you can get in this. You can probably just, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's easy, a 40-inch fish there.
I would think so.
And he is gone.
Oh, he's still there.
Yeah, right. Now he goes. Now he goes. Beautiful.
Good.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Huh?
No, that's a good way to start.
Here's a little slime, son.
Yeah.
All right, we got to save this. We're saving this. So now that was a real nice big pike. But the interesting thing about this, and a real good point to keep in mind when you're out there fishing, is I was actually trying new spots during a period, believe it or not, the actual eclipse, which some people were speculating that we were supposed to be getting fish one right after the other during the eclipse. But anyway, obviously it was really nice weather. We had a little rain coming down, we had clouds. And what I was doing was actually targeting a new section of the lake. Some of the good spots that I saw on the map that really stood out. And it's important to consider trying that kind of thing when the weather looks good, or even at times when you know that the fish are moving pretty well. There's positive and negative to this, of course. When you know you've got a really good feeding window, you want to take advantage of it, and you want to get out there and pound on spots where you know the fish are and this, that, and the other. However, if the only time you ever try new spots on a body of water is when everything else sucks, which that's what a lot of us do. I have to beat myself over the head at times to not do that only when things are bad. Oh, nothing else is working, so maybe I got to go try something new. Well, the thing is, if the fish are really, really, really off, you could be fishing a very good spot and never know it because you're not going to see fish because the fish are really off. So at times, that's what we were doing. I do that on every body of water, especially a monster body of water like Lake of the Woods. You got to try new stuff. And every once in a while, you just got to make up your mind, I'm going to go try new stuff now when it's looking real good. And that particular spot, even though it was just a big pike, I shouldn't say just a big pike, it was a nice big pike. Wherever the big pike live, big muskies will live too, and that has turned into being a really good spot for me. Very big one out of the blue here. Damn it. So it's ironic in muskie fishing, really, how things happen when you've got so many hours on the water and relatively very little happens out there. But this big fish that my dad just missed, the video you saw, was really interesting. You heard me actually say, well, you know, a big one could show up right now or something like that. And it was amazing because we actually had gone, at least 2 hours, probably 3, without even a follow. And just whatever made me say that at that time, unfortunately the camera wasn't right on the fish, but it was literally less than a minute after I said it, and all of a sudden, out of the water comes flying this 48-inch approximately muskie with my dad's surface bait in its mouth, and unfortunately it gets away, but just kind of interesting.
There we go.
There you go.
It's a fish.
It is a fish.
I don't think it's very big, but it is a fish.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. That's right.
That's actually a nice eating walleye right
there.
there.
My kind of walleye. About the same size as that. That's a little bigger. Oh, you got a fish, huh?
I don't know if it, sturgeon or... I never hear about them.
That was a bite that I missed.
Yeah, I see that. This is definitely a walleye. This is not a perch.
Oh, go ahead, Grandpa.
Yeah, this is definitely where the electronics come in. Well, this has got to be at least a nicer fish. I mean, it's not coming up real easy.
Oh.
Oh, there it is. Not a
monster,
not
but
a super trophy, but
bigger than the ones we've been catching.
yeah. Ooh, that was a pretty good heave-ho there. Here you go, son. Now look at that. See that? Give him a kiss. Come on, just a little kiss. No? No, nothing. All right. Well, I guess we're not eating that.
He said what they did was...
Where do I have you? I don't know what I got. Oh, no. No, it's a little... Look at this whopper I just got.
Oh, there you go.
I think that's a sauger.
That's a sauger, yeah.
Yeah. Those are good to eat, too. Well, Moses is helping out with this one, folks. It's good. It's good to have a family vacation, and he wishes he would have been along. He would have liked it up there next to Wabra all the time. Yes, my buddy. But anyway, taking a little break, which is one thing good when I'm out with my dad, Tex, and my son. Now, you might notice from the video, my son has his leg brace on, and he wasn't, well, let's say, you know, real mobile. So, and the other thing is we like to eat fish. So we take a break every now and again for the walleyes on Lake of the Woods, and it's kind of fun. Literally, what's a good plan there is to go and you're muskie fishing along, and I pay attention to my electronics as I pull up onto spots. Very often I'll see fish. I'll see walleyes, perch, crappies, and if fishing gets tough, I remember that and I come back. We take a little break and we do a little walleye fishing. So that stuff's fun. My wife at times accuses me that I take all of this a little too seriously, and she's probably right, because I'm kind of a go kind of guy when it's chasing the muskies, and I'm even that way with the walleye. She said, you look at that graph too much at times, which I probably do. Sometimes it's okay to just sit there and do nothing, even if you're not catching anything. But it's enjoyable, seriously, to take a break, catch a few walleyes, saugers, perch, whatever comes up. And then we got to go in and clean them. We had an awesome fish fry.
camera, I just caught a fish.
There you go. Yeah, very good. But yeah, the boil, seriously, I don't know if you saw the boil. I did. Yeah.
I was messing around looking.
The old science bucktail. Alright, son. Picture here with Grandpa. My hat's dripping. I have no idea why. Grandpa, get behind him there a little bit. Now we're talking. Alright, that is a nice one. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I
wasn't even, I was looking the other way trying to get baits and stuff. I never even knew what happened.
Did he take off? Oh, I'm sure he's fine. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone, he's gone. Alright, I'm gonna...
These were supposed to be my clean pants. That I was supposed to keep clean.
These are his clean pants, and he already got them slimed. Alright, I'm gonna save this. Northern pike are a great bonus on Lake of the Woods, actually, and it's kind of interesting. Before I get into the last clip where my son first cast when we got out, got a nice pike, but they're interesting in that it's a very underrated fishery there. Most people don't talk about pike on Lake of the Woods, but there's actually an exceptional pike fishery. They tend to have exceptional builds. The interesting thing to me, and I don't know exactly what this means or why, but I've fished Lake of the Woods for years, and it's very interesting to me how these bigger pike will just show up. And they generally show up for a period of 2-3 days, which has really been interesting to me. But anyway, long story short, you won't be dealing with pike. It doesn't seem like, possibly a few little ones. And then all of a sudden you get a stretch of days where you get these really nice northern pike showing up on spots, and they're beautiful fish. And it seems like we get them anywhere from about 36 inches all the way on up to one about 44 I got this year. Just a big, beautiful pike. The biggest one I've personally ever caught on Lake of the Woods. But it's an interesting extra thing to expect. And I pointed out earlier, if you see big pike on a spot, it's also a big muskie spot. Now, to my son's fish, get out there, windy and crazy, but it was literally, I don't think Tex and I were even casting yet, bang, right away he got a fish. So I guess that's just the only real point to make there is be ready, because it can literally happen anytime. And believe me, muskies will surprise you, but so will the big northerners. Now, we did actually catch a muskie, and we had lots of muskie action. We had too much to fit in this show, so thank you, Grassy Narrows. We're going to show you the rest of the Maina vacation here in the next episode.